Hey everybody, welcome to The Real Skinny. I am going to be making today for lunch avocado toast with cottage cheese and tomatoes. And this is a great recipe, guys, because summer's coming up. I'm going to be planting my tomatoes probably real soon in the garden, and radishes and some other things. But I love this recipe. Now it is a 0 on the Shibboleth weight loss meter, but while I'm making it, I'm going to give you some tips as to how to make that a negative. So first of all, we need 2 slices of category 2 bread, which my favorite right now is the Lewis Healthy Life Keto. And if you guys know, I don't have a toaster, so I've already got it in the broiler. So let me check on it real quick. Yes, I'd say that's time to flip. Sorry, my tongue's stuck. Yeah, so I just use the broiler in the oven for my toaster. But anyway, so I need 2 pieces of bread, which I just showed you the kind I use. You toast it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay them on a large cutting board, which I'm just going to put them on my plate. That's just what the recipe calls for. And we're going to put a 1/4 cup of cottage cheese on top of the toast. Now the recipe calls for a 1/2 cup, but it makes 1 serving with 2 slices of bread. So I'm going to use my 1/4 cup to make sure that I measure out exactly how much cottage cheese that I need to go on top of the bread. So let me check the bread. Okay, the bread is ready. And I don't know about you guys, but I like it nice and hot and toasty. So that's why I was like, let me just toast it while I'm getting ready to go live. So I've got my 2 pieces of toast. I'm gonna put them right on my plate. Now I purchased this Friendship cottage cheese. I get it at Publix. It's no salt added. It's 1% low fat cottage cheese, which the recipe does call for low fat. You could use fat-free or low fat. So maybe if you use the fat-free version, it would be more negative on the weight loss meter. But I really love the Friendship, and it's the only way it comes is 1%. So I buy that, and it's no salt added, because I found that when I had cottage cheese, I would tend to retain water. So I like the fact that there's no salt added. So open that up, and I'm gonna turn the broiler off. My husband would be so happy about that. And I'm gonna use my 1/4 cup measure, putting some cottage cheese right in there. And if you ever do this, like when you're baking and you put flour or sugar, you just take a knife, you kind of make it full and take a knife and then just scrape it. So it's exactly a 1/4 cup. That might be a tip that everybody knows, but I just thought I would share that. So I'll put that 1/4 cup of cottage cheese right on top of the bread. I'm gonna get another 1/4 cup. Y'all, this is a lot of food. I love this recipe. And I've used this recipe a lot before in our challenges, just because, and especially in the spring and the summer, because we're starting to get a lot of great fresh produce. So I put another 1/4 cup. God, that's a lot of food. But I'm excited because I have fasted until now. So I ate dinner at 5:30 and it's now 1 o'clock. So I'm ready to eat. So I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna put this over here. So we've got that cottage cheese on there. And then our next step is to add 1 slice each of avocado on top of the cottage cheese. So this is another great recipe if you love avocado. Now, I have a tip. I kind of generally do. I buy guacamole at the store. Now, this is a large tub of guacamole, and it's just my husband and I. We can have a 1/4 cup as an extra on Shibboleth. A lot of recipes call for avocado. I know that there's a wow challenge. It's called Tracy's Avocado Wow, and you get to use egg and avocado, and you have avocado toast, and you just have to follow that wow challenge 100% the way it tells you to eat those eating episodes, and you can lose weight having avocado and egg. So this avocado, I buy at Ingles. It's already made. It's freshly prepared. So what I do is after my husband and I eat it, Okay, here's another tip, sorry. If you make the avocado yourself, you use the pit and store the pit in the leftover avocado, and it will reduce the browning, because you're probably going, Julie, that looks disgusting, like you're not eating that. No, I'm not gonna eat that part. But if I buy it from Ingles or it's a prepared guacamole, I get my plastic wrap. I've even used a sandwich bag before because I didn't have any plastic wrap, and I cut the sandwich bag open, and you just pack it down inside the container after you've eaten your portion. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna take out the air that turns the avocado brown. So what I do is I'll take off that saran wrap, and I'm just gonna use a knife or a spoon. So I take off that saran wrap, and yes, y'all, it's gross looking, okay? But if I take the, let me get those cottage cheese off of here. If I take a spoon and just take away that top layer of that brown stuff, watch this, you guys. Go put that right there. Oh goodness. If I just take away that top layer, look, beautiful green guacamole, and I didn't have to waste the entire thing, just a little glob of it, of the brown stuff, and I'm able to use this. So what I'll do is, because I know that a tablespoon of guacamole probably equals 2 slices of avocado. So I'm just going to use my regular old teaspoon. I will take a heaping teaspoon of it and put it right on top. So instead of having to open a whole avocado and only using 2 slices, I'm just going to use the prepared guacamole. That's a tip that I do. Now, as it sits right now, we have our 0 weight loss meter avocado toast with cottage cheese and tomato. Now, if we didn't add the tomato and we used fat-free cottage cheese, it would be better on the weight loss meter. But today I've used low-fat cottage cheese, which is still a category 1, a category 2 bread, and at this point, I've really only used a condiment portion of avocado. So this would be a 1 and a 2 and a C. So that is in the red and yellow food combination, high burning, fat burning columns. But now what I'm gonna do, because the recipe says I can cut a slice of tomato and put on top of the toast. So I buy these, I love these tomatoes. I get them at Publix, and I'll be so excited when I have my own tomatoes outside. These are heirloom tomatoes, ugly tomatoes, what they call them. I just like it because it's just a different pop of color, and they generally tend to be ready when you cut them, and they don't seem to be so hothousey or greenhousey texture or flavor, especially in the winter and the spring. But of course, my favorite thing to do is when I pick it out of my garden, or I go to the farmer's market and get a tomato. So I'm gonna take this yellow tomato, move my sparsers, and I'm just gonna make some slices. And I'm gonna try to make thinner slices, since I know that this is an energy carb. It's an actual category 3 energy carb. So I'm just gonna do a thinner slice, place that right on top of my guacamole, and voila, we have avocado toast with cheese and tomato. I'm gonna hold those right there, something there. Oh, how cool is that? Now, it says you can do salt and pepper. Since I used a low salt cottage cheese, awesome, I'm gonna add salt. If I used regular cottage cheese, I probably wouldn't add much salt, because again, that salt is gonna make you retain water. I have, and I've got other episodes available on shivychef.com, how to make your own seasoning. This is everything but the bagel seasoning, you guys. This is so good on top of this. So I've made it, I'm just gonna shake it up. I'm gonna pour a little bit, since it doesn't have a shaker, I'm gonna pour a little bit in my hand so I have control of how much goes on there, because I would hate to add way too much and then not be able to enjoy it. Now, I think the reason why in the recipe it says to put it on a cutting board is because at this time it's going to tell you to cut the slices in half and serve. So I cut in a triangular way. Some people might cut it this way, but I'm going to cut it triangularly. And then I have, and y'all, this is all one portion. I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you guys my cottage cheese, my cottage cheese toast with guacamole and tomato. This is a 0 again on the weight loss meter with Shibboleth. And if you were to not use the tomato, you could get that weight loss meter down. And if you were to use a fat-free cottage cheese, you could get that weight loss meter down. But this is a 0, so it's not gonna hurt me. It's not gonna help me. But again, I'm intermittent fasting today with 2 meals. Now we do get 3 meals a day and a snack and an extra and freebies. So don't think I'm starving myself. I'm not starving myself, because when I eat that. I eat real food that keeps my body and my blood sugar level, keeps my insulin level. And I'm eating real foods, and I'm burning stored fat. So I'm gonna have 2 meals today, intermittent fasting, and because I'm having one that's a 0, it's not that big of a deal. And just because you have a 0 meal doesn't mean you have to skip a meal. I'm not saying that either. It's just your idea of knowing where these recipes fit in the Shibboleth lifestyle. Now, when I first started, only -2s, only -3s. I ate completely in the red and yellow food combination, but I'm at my goal now. So I'm in maintenance, and I can have more of these recipes, but I also can have them during weight loss if I feel the mood for some avocado toast with cottage cheese and tomatoes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe today, and I will be back with you guys soon. Bye. And if you need more information on Shibboleth, there's a free 30-day program at www.shibbolethlifestyle.com. You can always go to my website, therealskinnywithjulie.com. It explains Shibboleth, but it also has links to that free 30-day program. So I hope you join us, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon.